So over the weekend, over 2 weekends ago, Amazon decided to poke a sleeping giant. Like I said, they sued Letitia James on pretty much saying that she doesn't have jurisdiction over health and safety in the state of New York. By the way, the Attorney State General of New York doesn't have jurisdiction over health and safety, and it should be deferred to OSHA, who hasn't done shit for Amazon workers or any business the entire pandemic, and they know that. So that's why they tried to get it dismissed, deferred, and pretty much have her go public and retract all her investigation or quotes or whatever she has in the public. So ridiculous. 64 pages of lies. I sat there as I was driving back from Alabama and read. I didn't even make it all the way through. I'm not even gonna lie. I made it to like 35, and I was like, this is just straight up bullshit. Just straight up lies, straight up bullshit, straight up propaganda. They're still spinning propaganda even in the lawsuit. It's just sugarcoating everything, saying that Amazon is the leading industry, and we know you're the leading industry. You should be. You're $1 trillion company. The richest man in the world at one point, is the CEO. So you should be leading in every category. The problem is you dropped the ball when the pandemic started. So yes, I didn't even make it through halfway through the lawsuit. It was just straight up bullshit. I made it to like page 34, 35 of the lawsuit, just pretty much seeing that they just lied completely. And not only lied completely, they destroyed, once again, they tried to destroy my character. They pretty much put the smear campaign mixed in with the lawsuit, pretty much trying to seem like I was the insubordinate one for returning to the site to protest. And they didn't fire me because of retaliation. They fired me because I violated this policy that didn't exist several times. Not only me, but my partner, Derek Palmer, who's still employed with them, by the way. The way they destroyed this man's character, they pretty much had in the lawsuit that they watched him go into the VOA board and, do all these things that employees are allowed to do. And the way they destroyed him, this man is still employed there. He will never be able to move up in the company. And that's the most mind-boggling thing. The fact that this guy is still busting his ass for you guys. And he's only doing it because he needs, obviously, his financial stability. And he also wants to help other workers in need at the same time, walking through bubblegum. And they vilified him so much that he can't get promoted within the company no more. He can't apply for shit. He might as well resign now, the way they destroyed him in this lawsuit. Now that's just, and it's just sad to see that they really went through with this smear campaign no matter what. Even though it was a leak conversation, they put it in the lawsuit. That's what I got from that, reading it. And it disgusted me. I didn't want to read it anymore. So I was happy. Once again, kudos to Letitia James, who is a fierce Black woman, because she was swift to respond. And not only respond, she revealed new evidence that not even I knew or was aware of. I don't think anybody was. It was a shocker to find out that on the same day, the head of HR, who I do know very well, I knew this woman for about 4 years when she started with the company. The head of HR and the HR BP, the business partner of JFK8, agreed that my termination was never justified. I should have never been terminated, number one. In writing, the BP put that in writing and sent that to I think she brought it to the head of HR JFK8. And the head of JFK8 HR, she agreed that I was wrongfully terminated, and the quarantine policy was never clearly presented to me. So there was no clear-cut understanding of it, whether I can return to the facility. I could be on quarantine, but does that mean that I can't give somebody a ride to the parking lot? If I was a driver and I wanted to drop a coworker off, does that mean I can't return to the parking lot? Does that mean I can't go inside the building? What is the definition of quarantining from Amazon? So that wasn't in there. Well, Obviously, they didn't agree that that was presented to me. And the fact that I was protesting, and they knew what I was doing. I can tell you now and tell everybody, even the audience, the head of HR and the general manager knew exactly what I was doing every single day that week. They actually helped me orchestrate organizing workers, meaning they communicated with me. We have an internal chat called Chime, Amazon Chime. It's like a signal or whatever you want to call it, where we communicate. And in this chat, they were telling me, oh, please make sure everybody's clocked out, which we did. Please make sure everybody's sitting 6 feet apart, which I did. Please make sure you come to the office at this time, which I did. I did everything they told me to do. I didn't do anything else. I sat, anybody can, and I told them, you have full consent from me to release the video footage of what I did that entire week. I sat in the same chair in the cafeteria every single day for 10 hours. So they can never say I violated anything. I sat in the same chair, literally my legs crossed, just the way I'm sitting down now, and I observed everything. That's all I did. And spoke to all the workers. I spoke to all the workers while I was sitting down. So how can I violate anything? I didn't move. I literally didn't move. So I think the head of HR made the right decision, and the business partner. Also, more evidence that was in the lawsuit that Letitia James filed. Over 250 workers in that facility tested positive, when they told us it was only like 1, 2, or 3. Over 250 workers tested positive, and not only that, 90 of them came back to the building within 7 days.
Yeah, I read that. What is
so? Their policies, their procedures, whatever you want to call, they did the 150 processes that they implemented, that they keep telling the media, obviously didn't work. Their contact tracing obviously didn't work. For you to allow people that tested positive to come back to the building within 7 days, and I know they did for a fact. I know the workers there. I know some of them. I still speak to them. And that one in particular, one case, they told her, this associate, she tested positive twice. She did her 2-week quarantine, and after your 2-week quarantine, you just come back to work. But she was like, that doesn't make sense. Let me go get the test again. She got the test again. Guess what? Positive again. You know what Amazon told her? Don't worry about it. Come back to work. They told her, HR, by the way, told her, come back to work for 1 day and then reapply for the quarantine. Literally in black and white. And I have it. I have it. I have the conversation. And I was like, they told you, knowing that you have tested positive again, to come back to work around your other employees? Yep, they sure did. So these are the policies. These are the things they're doing to keep business as usual. Once again, continue to put profits above people. Once again, 11 months later, 11 months, hasn't even been a year yet. March 30th will be a year since I've been terminated. So if you're in New York, we will be in front of Staten Island. I'm throwing that out there now for those who are watching. Me and my team discussed last night that we are gearing up to protest once again a year later on the anniversary of March 30th in front of Staten Island. That 11 months later, we're still dealing with the same issues.